On Tuesday morning, it looked as if there was one of these brief incursions across the border that would be noisy and demonstrative, so that Russian militias, anti-Putin militias, could show what they could do. By now, on Friday, it looks as if it's rather more than that. This is now quite a big area of an incursion. It's at least 6 or 8 miles deep. It's 20 or so miles long, and it shows all the signs of getting bigger. The Ukrainian forces have taken Sudazda, and they look as if they're going to spread further eastwards from there, as well as northwest and northeast, and around Koronivo, up in the northwest. They also look as if they've got about 3 brigades worth of troops in there, and that would be 6,000 to 8,000 Ukrainian troops with quite a lot of heavy metal, quite a lot of the armoured vehicles. No main battle tanks so far have been absolutely confirmed, but it looks as if there may be some there. And they've taken inside the area mine countermeasures, mining equipment, engineering equipment, and ground-based air defences. The importance of this is in what else lies in the battlefield. They've also attacked the areas around that sort of enclave, and they're thinking about what the Russians have done in Vovchansk. I mean, when the Russians took the area of Vovchansk on the Ukrainian side of the border, they were pushing southwards. This is about 90 miles apart, and now the Ukrainians have pushed northwards into Russia, almost in a counterpunch. And undoubtedly what the Ukrainians are hoping is that they can persuade the Russians to bring some of their forces in order to deal with what's going on in Sudazda. And it looks as if today the Russians are doing that. They're certainly bringing some of their combat forces from other parts of the battlefield. And, of course, the Ukrainians have also hit an air base, one of the air bases that has been doing them some harm at Lipetsk. And that air base carried a lot of the glide bombs that the Ukrainians have suffered from so much. What does this mean in the broader context? It's all really about relieving pressure in the Donbass. If the Ukrainians can persuade the Russians to bring more units to deal with this incursion further north, then they hope, I'm sure, that they can take some pressure off Chasiv Yar, where they're holding, and this push towards Pokrovsk. The Russians, if they could take Chasiv Yar, will be able to move northwards to Kramatorsk and Slavyansk, and that will give them really most of the Donbass. And if they can move towards Pokrovsk, they can take areas further west towards Dnipro. So it may all be about an attempt to relieve pressure further south in the Donbass. What the Ukrainians have done is inventive and risky. We won't know how risky it is until the Russians respond really, and we'll see how quickly they respond and with what sort of force. And I guess we'll find that out within the next week.